One of the things I've been thinking about lately is just how noisy our lives have become. Not just physically, but also mentally. From the moment we wake up, we're checking emails, responding to text messages, scrolling through social media, watching the news, thinking about work, and thinking about tomorrow before we even experience today. It's almost like we've forgotten what it feels like just to simply be still. And I think that's one of the reasons so many people feel exhausted today. It's not always because they're doing too much physically. Sometimes it's because their minds have never been given permission to rest. And I know what it's like. Every day, I'm balancing the responsibilities that come with being a municipal executive while also pursuing personal projects and long-term goals outside of work. There are always decisions to make, problems to solve, emails to answer, and the responsibilities and staff competing for my attention. And I'm willing to bet that your life isn't much different than mine. Maybe your responsibilities don't look exactly like mine, but the feeling is probably the same. There's always another deadline, another obligation, another expectation, another reason to keep pushing without ever slowing down. The truth is, life probably isn't going to become any less demanding. There will always be another meeting, another bill to pay, another goal to chase, and another problem that needs your attention. That's why I've come to believe that waiting for life to slow down before finding peace is a losing strategy. We have to learn how to create moments of stillness in the middle of a busy life. I used to think that peace was something I would experience after I reached my goals, when I achieved my next milestone, when I made a little more money, and everything finally fell into place. But somewhere along the way, I realized that I had it backwards. Peace isn't a reward for success. No, more often than not, peace is what makes success possible. Because when your mind becomes quiet, you think more clearly, you make better decisions, and you become more intentional with your time. You start reacting to everything happening around you and start responding with purpose. That's one of the reasons I enjoy taking drives like this. No agenda, no rush, just a road in front of me and an opportunity to think. Sometimes the greatest ideas don't come while you're sitting behind a desk. Sometimes they come when you finally step away from all the noise. And today, that's exactly what I'm hoping to do. It's amazing what happens when you finally allow yourself to be still. In a world that constantly demands your attention, stillness becomes an act of intention. This isn't about escaping your responsibilities. It's about creating enough space to hear your own thoughts again. Because clarity doesn't usually arrive in the middle of chaos. It arrives in moments like this, when the noise fades, your breathing slows, and you're reminded that peace has been available all along. Sometimes all we have to do is stop long enough to notice it. Here's one of the greatest lessons you'll ever learn. And it's this: love yourself. The relationship you have with yourself sets a standard for every other relationship that you have in your life. If you're always criticizing yourself, you'll struggle to believe compliments from others. You won't really believe them. But if you don't believe you're worthy, you'll settle for less than what you actually deserve in life. Remember that. So loving yourself isn't arrogance. It isn't believing you're better than someone else. It's recognizing that your value isn't determined by your mistakes, your past, or your income, or even someone else's opinion. You are worthy because you exist. When you truly respect yourself, you make different decisions. You protect your peace. You set healthy boundaries. You stop chasing people who don't choose you, and you start building the life that reflects how you see yourself. So today, give yourself the same patience, grace, and a hug and encouragement that you so freely give to other people. Because the longest relationship you'll ever have is the one that you have with yourself. I'm Eddie Baker. See you next time on Marina Motivation.